All right, thank you. Good evening. Yeah.
They are.
that's all right. Good evening and welcome to the August 14th, 2025 regular meeting of the Zoning Commission held at 7 p.m. in room 133 of the Brookfield Town Hall and streamed live on Zoom. Please rise to recite the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. First, I'll have the members of the Zoning Commission present here this evening introduce themselves, starting from my left.
Phoebe Holmes, alternate.
Anthony Papucci, Vice Chairman.
Kurt Timmerman, Chairman.
Matt Grimes, Secretary.
Sean Turner, member.
Also present this evening is our CEO, Fran Lally, our Land Use Director, Laura Barkowski, and our Recording Secretary, Elizabeth Adams. Tonight, since we're short one regular member, Phoebe Holmes will be a voting member. All right, there's copies of the agenda up here and on the town website. Feel free to come up if you don't have one already. All right, so the first thing on the list is enforcement.
Sure, thank you. 47 High Ridge Road, the Sal's residence. I was at court on Monday with Danbury Superior Court with Judge Medina. He continued it again to August 29th to do an on-site inspection to see what's been cleaned up there. He indicated that this is going to be the last on-site inspection we're going to have, and then he will reschedule the date to go back to court on this. So
Okay.
this is still in process, and the town attorney will be present with me when I go.
And from your perspective, has it gotten better, worse, or about the same?
I have not, I can't answer that question because I haven't been allowed to the back of the house.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So until I,
Just a reminder that this property is or is not buffering the wetlands.
High Ridge Road?
Because there's ponds on High Ridge.
This is on the top.
yeah,
Yeah, I don't think this one does, yeah.
that's, up towards the middle.
A little further down, yeah, sorry.
A 24 Mist Hill Drive, the Lindquist property. He's started submitting some of his information into ZBA. Still waiting for a few more documents, but he is on the agenda for September 8th for that structure that he has.
All right, so after that, we'll,
Yep. 18 Junction Road, Rocco Sala, he's one of the individuals that still hasn't completed all of his information submitted for the excavation fill permit. So we'll just continue to watch this until he gets all the rest of his
I
information.
mean, how long has it been on this one?
Originally.
520?
Yeah, 520.
I'm gonna make a motion to move to cease and desist if there's no application complete by August 31st.
do I have a second?
I'll second.
All right, thank you, Matt. Thank you, Tony. Any discussion on the motion?
Just think he said maybe that'll give him some incentive to move.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, thank you.
891 Federal Road, Flavio Alvarez received a complaint from a neighbor that he's got some outdoor lighting that's going into the neighbor's windows. We did stop out there. We did try to speak to him. Language is a little difficult, but I did send a notice of violation.
Okay.
And there's been no compliance yet on this one either. So we did just check it out the other day, and the light is still there's been no changes to it whatsoever.
All right, so,
Motion to elevate to cease and desist if no compliance by 8/31.
Second.
all right, any discussion? All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Just a note, Fran does have the authority to go and escalate on the zone.
I know. But
327 Candlewood Lake Road, Anthony Copolino. This is right across from Lakeville Towing. We got a complaint from Public Works of runoff coming off the driveway and stuff into the roadway, into the storm drainage system. So under the regulations, Article 6.7 Performance Standards, I sent him a letter of notice of potential violation. He has been in contact with me twice. He actually called me again today. He's cleaned up everything since the rain yesterday. And he's going to be in the process of getting his driveway repaved. So he's in the process of taking care of it all. So he is working with me, and he's doing the best he can with the situation that he's got on that driveway.
Okay.
Is that the driveway that's like half paved?
Yes,
They took the asphalt when they repaved Lakeville and just threw it on the driveway?
yes.
Okay.
I think the ultimate test is gonna be with the next big storm if it's shown an improvement in the situation. But it's good that he's being proactive.
Oh, absolutely, definitely, yes. Moving on to Mick Renzi, or however you want to pronounce that, Renzi, 4 Broadview and Hillendale at the corner right there. Again, received a complaint of erosion coming off the property. Article 6.7, the standards, basically the same thing, Public Works complained about it, water and silt and everything's running into the road, going into the catch basin and going into the pond across the street. So I sent him a notice of violation. He actually contacted me right away a few days after he got the letter. Even though his erosion control measures aren't acceptable, I do have to meet with him out there and tell him exactly what we want, because
Yeah.
still fence is still down and stuff.
Mhm.
And I didn't get a chance to look at it after the rain last night, so that's probably something I should check tomorrow, so.
Sounds like he's being proactive.
He's trying, he did call me right afterwards, so, but I will go out there tomorrow and take a look at it, and if it needs to go to a cease and desist status, then I'll do that, so. Okay. Moving on to the cease and desist list, 31 Green Knoll Drive. Judgment was issued in favor of the town for the one situation, which everyone has a copy. I believe I sent 2 emails on it regarding it, but that's for your records.
Yeah, just so you know, that's just because when they went to the courts, they were supposed to stop at ZBA first and file an appeal. So they didn't go through the normal channels, and just based on that, the judge threw out the lawsuit. That's why we won.
Moving on to 28 Indian Trail, ZBA upheld my cease and desist order, but we've been trying to work with both parties, with the town attorney, First Selectman Steve Dunn, and hopefully the attorney for the Wilcoffs to come to a solution before we move to the next step, I guess would be the word I want to say. And so we're trying to resolve the issue instead of going to court and stuff. so.
Yeah.
I know we do updates every other month. Can we get an update on that on the August 28th meeting, maybe?
Yes. Yep.
Thanks.
Moving down to 40 Hidden Brook Drive, Karen Perez residence, received a complaint from the neighbor. She's renting it out more than the allowable time, 6 months for the short-term rentals. I did send her a notice of violation at first. She didn't comply with that. I got a complaint from the neighbor again, so I went to a cease and desist order, and I have not yet heard back on the cease and desist. I haven't gotten the green card back yet.
So how many times is she renting under 14 days?
She must have rented at least.
40 Hittenbrook, isn't that where the tower's proposed to go?
They're right behind it, 40A.
Yeah. I want to
Yeah,
say at least 6 to
42A.
7 times already.
Oh, really?
And
I
he
thought it
keeps
was
on
40.
sending me the links of the
Ah,
VRBO,
yep.
and then all the comments of people that have rented.
Ah.
When was the last action, Fran?
Just on 8/4, I just sent a cease and desist order. So
Mhm.
All right, motion to elevate the citation of no compliance by 8/31.
Do I have a second?
I'll
Tony?
second.
Okay, Matt, Tony, thank you. Any discussion? No, all in favor?
Aye,
Aye.
I'll reference short-term rentals later in the,
please,
during informal discussion.
later in the show.
And then 58 Old Breeze Bridge Road is with Ken Slater of Halloran and Slage. I have, there's no update on that at this time. And 35 Hidden Brook is with Tom Beecher, the town attorney on that situation, so. And that's it. And there was also, Kurt, regarding the letters went out regarding the lighting on those properties.
Oh, yeah, yep.
I did go to Lane's Towing.
Yep.
They were supposed to look at the ones at the Young Building over there.
Yes.
I know,
Oh, to see what is
what
preferable?
the correct ones, yeah.
Yeah.
I know, looking with, today, we went by the Highway Market. It looks like they are shielded down now. They put some kind of shield on them.
They definitely did something over there.
Yeah.
Yep, and I know Winair, is it Winair?
Yeah, it's one of the two buildings.
Yeah.
One doesn't and the other one does.
He also, he put some kind of shield on them too to direct the light more down.
Yeah.
Blasius did call me. They were concerned because the lights there are way up on the telephone pole, and they said they've been there like that forever. They haven't made any adjustments to the lighting that's there now, but maybe,
It predated Blasius?
It did.
yeah.
Those are the lights that have been there for before Belushi, when the motorcycle place was in it, and before that. Like I said, I didn't realize those were their lights. I thought those were town lights.
Question is, does it predate the zoning reg on, I mean,
It could
we
very
don't wanna
well.
see the source,
No,
so
yeah.
maybe they can do something there. I mean, it's a traffic hazard.
Oh, yeah, no.
But
And
they
also-
definitely did something at the Highway Market property. They
Yeah,
definitely
Oh, yeah,
did.
they got these cheap wall packs. Everybody did it up and down. They must have gotten a sale on them or something, because they all look the same.
Right.
And then also the the storage facility place, they called last week, and they were gonna correct theirs too.
Oh,
on that,
yeah.
so.
On Graysbridge, you mean, or?
Oh,
No,
I'm
on Federal.
Federal.
Yeah.
Extra space storage.
Yeah.
Extra space.
Yeah, but if those are on the telephone pole, even if it predates or doesn't predate, what's the jurisdiction of the
No,
telephone
they're,
poles?
I don't know. I mean, there are lights shining on their property and they're paying the bill.
I just saying,
So they're lights.
just saying, but
I
it's
don't
on the
know.
telephone pole. I mean, it's like the cable company.
It could be their telephone pole. We'll have to
That's
find
possible
out.
too.
Whatever they can do
We're
to
not gonna be
reduce the
able to solve
hazard.
that.
Yeah.
It's a hazard. All right. Thank you for your report. Okay, correspondence, the correspondence we did get was a memorandum of decision on 31 Green Knoll Drive, so you can read that at your leisure.
Which anybody from the public could read on the Superior Court website, too.
Yep,
It's there.
and it should be even on our website,
Yep.
right?
I would guess.
Review of the minutes from July 24th, 2025.
Motion to approve is submitted.
All right, thank you, Matt. Any second on that?
Phoebe would have to second it, probably.
I was gonna say, I
Oh,
don't think
alright.
Sean and I were here.
Second.
All right, second. Any amendments or anything? Anybody find?
That was a really long meeting. You
Yeah,
think
I
she
know.
caught everything, you know?
It was very. Hearing none. All in favor of accepting the minutes?
Aye.
Aye.
And you abstain?
I'll abstain.
Okay.
Whatever you wanna do.
Thank you. There are no continued public hearings. There are no public hearings. And we're into old business. These are applications that want a public hearing, but some
First
are
one we
not
can't,
full.
yeah.
So 7A, 18 Junction Road, let the record show, we still cannot accept this application because we're still awaiting documents. It is incomplete.
Okay, on 7B, I'll make a motion that the zoning commission set a public hearing for 19A Elbow Hill Road. That's application Z-2526. Robert Sherwood for Peter Sullivan and Cesar Suarez, 4 Mountainville Road, Danbury. That's a special permit design review application to create a wholesale nursery on a vacant property for August 28th, 2025.
All right, thank you. Do I have a second on that?
I'll second it.
All right, thank you, Tony. Any discussion on the date? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, unanimous. All right, for 7C, 14 Sunset Hill Road, again, this application is incomplete, let the record show, and therefore we cannot accept this application. There, just as we discussed earlier, there is a time limit on how long we can keep this going, and then at that point, we'll just, if it's still incomplete, deny.
It probably affects 7A more than it does 7C. That one was first, I believe. It's got
Yeah.
July 10th versus July 24th.
Yep, sure. All right, 8A, 46 Sandy Lane, application Z-25-42. Are they here today? If you'd like to step up to the podium and announce your name and address for the record, and tell us what you want to do.
There we go. My name is April Heiser. I'm 34 Alpine Drive in Sandy Hook. Basically, what we would like to do is set up and operate our food trailer, Dad's Grill, at 46 Sandy Lane. We wouldn't, at least thinking right now, we wouldn't have a set schedule, because we don't know really how it's going to work. But we would start with 3 days a week, maybe Tuesday through Thursday, 11 to 3 p.m., and but with the option of setting up any day, Monday through Sunday, only between the hours of 8 and 5. We would focus on lunch service, but if lunch isn't enough for us to make a decent wage, then we might expand into breakfast and set up a little earlier, but only between the hours of, well, 8 and 5, maybe 8 and 6 at the latest. According to the pictures that I submitted with the application, the food truck would be set up right in front of the privacy fence that's there currently, parallel to the fence. And then people would be allowed to park in front of the food truck. I don't know if people would pull in parallel or perpendicular. There wouldn't be too many cars there at one time, in my mind. There would not be tables and chairs for people to eat at. It would be come and get it and take it away. Or I suppose they could sit in their car and eat.
Sure.
That's pretty much it.
I guess when we look at this, we're concerned about the safety of people getting their food and everything. So, I mean, the truck being where it is seems natural. My concern, or what I'd like to see addressed is my opinion, well, I'll ask the commission members too, is when the cars come in, I want them to be stopped somehow, whether it's bollards or some,
I see.
garbage cans you might have there to indicate, don't travel any further. Because
Right.
there's gonna be people standing there not looking backwards, because they'll see the food and, be concentrated on that.
Right.
And so that, and maybe the area marked as to where parking is. So when someone comes in to go park, they know what to do. So
Yes.
we wanna guide them into the safe area
Right.
for the food truck.
I agree with that. That would be a good idea. And that way we could line it out to a maximum number of cars.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think that could be easily done, whether it's with string and stakes or barrels of some kind.
yeah, maybe barrel something more visually
Yeah.
blocking, and then maybe with, and I don't know how the landlord feels, spray paint lines on the grass. Or,
Well, that was gonna be one of my questions. With this being set up, and again, knowing that what the landlord's doing as far as space, rental space, is he gonna improve it? Is he gonna throw stones down? And again, at that point, maybe spray painting is fine. But
Yeah.
putting some sort of barrier, because as the cars keep going through, especially with that being dirt, you could
to
rut
make-
it and.
Make it a mud.
Yeah,
a pond.
which is gonna be another issue. And then the other piece to this, which I'm hoping you guys are successful,
Right.
what about spillover? What's Bob's gonna say, which happens to be across the street if people park there
Yeah,
to go to your establishment?
yeah.
Right.
We certainly wouldn't want to see people trying to cross that road,
Right.
even though it's only
Yeah.
35 miles an hour, people go
Right.
faster.
Right.
Yeah, and they come around the corner,
Right.
and sometimes there's semis that come up from Lesser Evil or something like
Correct.
that.
Yeah, and there is a little bit of room past, coming from Federal Road, past where we would be set up, entering the driveway area of that outdoor storage, which I'm sure they could spill over onto that and not be really in the way. I wouldn't want to see anybody crossing the street,
Right.
although it's worth crossing the street for.
Right. Look, I'm throwing that out there because like I said, it's the safety concern.
Yeah,
Yes,
And again, going into fall or rainy, if we have a boatload of rain,
yeah.
that being dirt, that's gonna potentially get tore up fast. And then again, that gets dumped out onto the road.
right.
Some of the other complaints that you heard as far as, rain running and all of that stuff, that just becomes the complication.
Right.
So.
I have serious safety concerns with it the way it is currently, mainly because I know seeing people fly up that road. And, the parking spaces, whether it's paved or not, are a little closer to the road than I would like. I envision, now I'm not talking about semis or tractor trailers, but I envision somebody in a one-ton pickup truck who's gonna have to pull in and then back out onto
Yeah, so
Sandy
backing
Lane.
out onto.
That really concerns me.
Sandy Lane.
And I could tell you, when, just judging from recently, I think the Rite Aid property was just up north of there.
Yeah.
They just went through this big blowout sale.
Right.
There were days where every spot was full in Rite Aid.
Right.
And people were parking at Bob's Discount Furniture, coming across to Rite Aid because they couldn't get not that that's an issue now that Rite Aid's closed, but I've got concerns serious concerns with people crossing Sandy Lane as I do with somebody crossing Federal Road.
Right.
almost.
No, that's the reason, and Matt, you're absolutely right. That's my concern. Although the picture is deceiving, or at least it's not clear, is there enough space to where you can make the pull in and pull out one way?
Depending on what kind of a vehicle you have. If you've got a Volkswagen Beetle convertible, probably you could. If you've got a one-ton Ford F-350, probably you can't.
Maybe, maybe not. I don't know.
No,
Again, the
I can tell
picture,
you you can't.
the picture is deceiving, and the reason why I say that is if you curb the road, you pull in, coming at an angle, you back out, and then you have entrance only going in, and entrance going, or exit going out. That's, again, now the cars are parked on an angle, if there's enough room to where you could actually back out and get around, you could curb the back, again, curb the road.
And then the issue with somebody parking at Bob's, crossing Sandy Lane, and then walking out between two cars.
Again, agreed. Like I said, the walking out is my first concern.
Do you know how much distance is between the property line and that fence, that privacy fence?
From the fence to the road is 39 feet.
Not enough.
Yeah.
Because you
There
have
was a
the,
survey. I think there was a survey.
yeah, well, that's in microprint,
Sean,
it's
Sean was
fuzzy.
gonna say something.
I was gonna ask the same question, the distance between the property line and the road, because I do share that concern with the people backing out onto Sandy Lane.
Right.
Right.
We could try, I don't know if it would work, but if you're looking at that privacy fence from Sandy Lane and you kind of divide that area in half and then allow, what would you fit? 2 cars on either side of that barrier to where people will pull in parallel to the food truck and then they can back out on private property.
And even though it was never intended, Sandy Lane and, I guess it's Hard Scrabble maybe that's further down by, Citgo, people are constantly pulling down those roads from Federal to get into ShopRite the back way,
Right.
constantly.
I guess, and Phoebe, what do you think about this? I mean,
I don't know, I would just make sure that the generator is safely located away from people
Well, that's
and
the other,
cars.
Right.
I guess the other question would be, and again, not knowing
Oh, it says right here.
logistics, but looking at the parking and where you've got your pictures in the front, what's the possibility of that alcove, putting the trailer there, and then utilizing all of this, and the generator, and utilizing the front space for parking, because that's gonna get you another 10 feet, potentially.
So which alcove, where are you talking?
So I'm looking at, on your site plan,
Okay,
it's not the property's not square. So that space up on top, that's got a cutout. And again, I'm doing it just visually, I can't see it.
On
Just
the
so you
left,
know-
you can't go here, that's
No,
a
no.
driveway.
I'm talking this.
And that's not a building anymore.
No, I know, but if you look, see where this square or rectangle, the driveway comes up here.
Yeah.
I'm not talking the driveway, I'm literally talking about extending this. If they park the trailer there, is that, or the car there, again, instead of where they're putting it here, does that give them enough space?
I guess what, for me, it would be a plan concentrated on this area with a better overhead rather than photos showing the spacing of how wide the truck is and something to address this idea of, one, not backing out onto Sandy Lane.
right.
And so what the circulation of the cars are gonna be, safe circulation. So it's gotta be far enough away from the food truck for people to feel safe,
Right.
and then safe for people to come in and exit. I mean, even if you had parking, and this is up to the landlord you have there, to go down that little driveway on the right, and maybe he has some parking there, so that's where the parking could be for people, and you leave up in the front empty, and maybe you do put a table or something for people.
And while we don't like to live in a world of what if, I mean, with the safety concerns that we've already raised,
Mhm.
we don't know what's gonna be coming into the Rite Aid building, and there's a driveway that comes right out onto Sandy Lane there.
Yeah.
If there's something that's gonna have as high a volume of traffic as Rite Aid had, that's another safety concern.
Yeah, well, which is
goes
why I'd
along.
rather not see cars parked right there on the edge of the
I
property.
mean, I've got concerns anyway when cars are parked in an unpaved area or a non-gravel area, but when it's this close to the road, I mean, most of the other ones that are in town, I mean, are further away from a road.
And despite that, the zoning including the zoning regs, don't allow you to park that close to the property line.
Obviously
I mean,
not,
this is
no.
temporary, it's only once in a while, but still, it's parking, it's established parking too close to the property
And I
line.
have serious
For a
safety
reason, for safety reasons.
And I had serious safety concerns, ma'am, when you mentioned about about the idea of maybe moving to breakfast, because in the morning, that Federal Road and the distributaries off of it, forget it, I mean, they are busy roads. Sandy Lane is not a passive road by any means.
No, it's a drive-through. So So I get, for me, that's what I like to see, is the cars not parked there, but somehow you figure out how to park them elsewhere on this property with the property owner's permission.
Right.
I almost would like to
accommodate
see
that.
I almost would like to see a traffic study if we could require it too. I don't know, but I mean.
I
Well, we have
I-
no.
There's a lot of,
Yeah,
there's a
that's-
lot
I
of,
think
there's a
we
lot
need
of
a
safety
traffic
concerns
study.
here, though, is my point.
I think this is a great idea. I don't think, I think she could revisit things if she has a ton of volume, and a ton of people.
Yeah, but I
Eating
don't,
from a
I don't
food
like
truck.
cars in the front.
Right,
backing.
I'm gonna reiterate Kurt's idea of safe circulation as my concern is figuring out a good flow, or maybe just a way for people to pull forward instead of backing out, but
Yeah.
Look,
I think she doesn't need a traffic study.
We don't have a problem with like putting the trailer to the left of that fence, perpendicular to the fence. Kind of pulling our towing vehicle up past the fence.
Well,
And then that
that's where I
leaves that
was-
whole area for
Right,
parking.
that's where I was going with it. If you can leverage that alcove, park the truck in nose first.
Right.
Again, now the cart, you've got that side. But to echo Kurt's, if you could actually park on the, again, if the landlord is willing to allow you to park inside the property as opposed to on the road,
Right,
if he gives you 4 or 5 spots, it's not dirt, they put gravel or something down. Again, now you don't have people backing around, now they've got to back around in that property. But now you're leveraging the storage space
Yeah.
for parking. And
Yeah.
if that's doable, I think that actually does kind of, it's a happy balance.
Yeah, and just so you know, the regulation for parking, 6.1 A 3, where is that? E, no parking space shall be closer than 25 feet from the front lot line, and that's for safety. So, coming in and.
What was that again? Where,
No
what page was
parking
that?
lot
What
c-
page, what page?
Oh, well, it's section, this is a general standard, section 6.1 A dot 3 dot E.
I
Thank
believe
you.
that's derived from the state regulation
you.
as well.
Yeah, and it might be, but I mean, it's for safety. You
Yeah,
know,
it's
backing
not-
out
yeah,
into
it's
a
not-
busy
certainly
road.
not arbitrary.
Yeah,
that allows room for people to back out on private property,
yeah,
right?
yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So you said before you're willing to park the trailer in a kind of a different location
Sure.
to allow like a circular parking type of situation.
Yes. Yeah, anything we need to do. You know, we've kept an eye on that spot for a long time. We come to Brookfield for a lot of things. And when we first started our food truck 2 years ago, we always drove by there. And I'm like, boy, that would really be a cool spot to have a food trailer. And then we showed up one day and it was this outdoor storage place. And but we contacted them and they were into it. So you know, kind of we'll do whatever you allow us to do in order to operate there. You know, just to give you a little history, we used to live in Kentucky, and my dad ran an adult daycare in Danbury, and he wanted to retire, so he asked us to come and take it over, and we did that, and it was okay, you know, but it wasn't our thing. It was somebody else's dream. And so COVID came and the business had been struggling anyway. So we used COVID as kind of a reason to close the adult daycare. And, you know, just over the next couple years after that, Ron and I decided, like, hey, remember that hot dog cart we wanted to get 25 years ago? You know, let's do something like that, something we're really going to enjoy. So we finally did, and you know, so we'll pop up at breweries and special events and things like that. But living in Newtown, there's not a place, they don't allow you to just set up somewhere. They're very protective of their brick and mortar restaurants, and they don't want competition. And Brookfield is a great place. And when we saw that spot, it was just like, hey, we could do something here and maybe have a more reliable income. You know, sometimes at these breweries, you're there for 10 hours and you sell $200 worth of stuff, and doesn't pay the mortgage around here. And so we are willing to do whatever you will allow us to kind of make this work at the Sandy Lane location. We've asked other places. We asked Bob's if we could set up in their parking lot, and they didn't want us there. But so we finally found somebody in this place. We've been looking for a couple of years, and so we're like, we'll do what you allow. And so I think Daniele and Mario are on board with it. They don't care, but they're willing to work with us to make it happen too. So if you guys
So
tell
maybe
me,
they would provide the gravel, maybe they would let you spray the spots, maybe.
right, they would.
These things could
Right,
happen.
and
it-
like I said, it's not their responsibility, that's the landowners. If they're
Right.
being charged rent, it's the property owner's responsibility to make the property suitable for rental.
Right.
Yeah, yeah, oh yeah, I'd like to continue, and I'd like, if you could come back with a larger blow-up of this site map.
Yeah, sure.
And with some distances and stuff. I know you put them on the pictures, I saw that now, but, so we can see, okay, now where's the food truck gonna go, perpendicular, say? And then show where the cars you would have parked, you know, how many spots and how you would park them.
Right.
And along that property. And
Okay.
I think we all know where this place is because, yeah,
Well,
we've been by it.
I'll,
And we did the,
We approved it.
yeah, we,
Like I said, yeah.
We got this far.
I'll move that we continue application Z-25-42, that's 46 Sandy Lane, to August 28th.
all right.
I'll second.
All right, thank you, Matt, thank you, Tony. Any discussion on continuing? We're continuing to get some updated plan to address our parking circulation concerns.
Yep. And if you guys could reach out to the property owner and find out what they're willing to do.
Sure.
If they're willing to do that, like I said, to facilitate some of the stuff that we talked about. The
Yeah.
gravel, locking some of that stuff down, marking the lines,
Yeah.
figuring out where they can allocate 4 spots or
Right.
whatever the
Yeah,
required spots would be, 4 or 5 spots
That you might
safely
need,
that
yeah.
you guys could
Yeah.
use. Again, that covers all the aspects of it.
yeah, and we're not opposed to picnic tables either, you know, if someone
Okay.
has and just wants to sit down and then gets in their car. It's really how
Right.
much, you know, that, we've done that before in other properties. Same thing, they had a bigger parking lot, you know.
Okay.
We look
Yeah, it would
forward
be-
to having you back.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. We look forward to it too. I'll see you at the end of the month.
Yeah,
Cool.
Okay. Thank you.
thank you.
We gotta vote.
Did we vote on that? All in favor of
Oh.
the continuum?
Aye.
I-
All right, it's unanimous.
There's a set of public hearing for August 28th, 2025 on 1014 Federal Road Application Z-25-45. That's Alicia Mehta of Ramakumaras World, 8 Powderhorn Hill Road, Brookfield for Town Square Media. That's a special permit with design review app for change of use from a radio station to a meditation center.
All right, thank you, Matt. Any second on that?
Second.
Thank you, Sean. Any discussion on the motion? All in favor, say aye.
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 All right, so that's, so we have 2 public hearings and coming up,
Continuance.
and a continuance for the next meeting. 8C, proposed change to short-term rental and accessory apartments. Laura has supplied information in your packets on both short-term rentals from other towns and everything, and also ADUs. So we'd like to start looking at, maybe changes to our regs on those. So this is some background material on that, and please read it, and then we can start discussing it next time. Start the discussion on it. And that short-term rental, that brings up,
Exactly.
and there was another, I don't call it an issue, someone found a loophole, questioned, Fran, if I go, right now, 14 days or less is defined as a short-term rental. And some other towns have even shorter days, some have longer. And then you can only do, what, 3 and 6 months?
Within a 6-month
Yeah,
period.
so that's how we reduce the number of turnovers to keep the security of the neighborhood good. We don't want a lot of,
Are there
different-
certain properties that are like, that though, like that are on the lake or anything like that?
It's
in
for
the
everything.
summertime? It's for everything.
So the guy asked, what if I do 15 days? Silence. Oh, yeah, I guess you can do that. You can do 2 15 days in a row, or 3 or 4, as many as you want, apparently, as many as there are in years, so. So that's a loophole. It's like, so we want to discuss, well, what's the intent we want? You know, what security for the neighborhood and things like that, but we don't want to squelch someone's, you know, right to at least make some money off their property if they want to do that sort of thing. And also, you know, not also, you know, there's long-term rentals that people use when they're moving, or they just don't want to own a house.
Or they
you
go
know?
overseas for a couple of years,
Yeah,
they wanna
so,
rent
you
out the
know,
property, yeah.
So that's still preserved, so we want to preserve
Yeah,
that.
you don't wanna, I guess, tie people's hands with respect to their
Well,
own property at the same time.
Yeah.
You don't want the privilege abused, you know? to-
Yeah,
It's fair to the neighbors.
I guess the bigger question is long-term versus short-term. So somebody renting a house for 18 months because they're building another house, or
Yeah.
they're living in it for a year with a 1-year lease as a
Yeah.
rental property, that's one thing.
Yeah.
But the short terms, I'm renting it for 3 days or 5 days.
Yes.
There's gotta be some sort of wrapper, what dictates it. Again, the whole,
yes.
the
So
loophole.
we do have a definition, and other people have, you'll see in the literature from other
Do we
towns.
also talk about whether it's a short-term or long-term rental, about how many you can rent to the house, like for health and safety reasons, like the strain on the septic system, and that sort of thing?
That's gonna be, and that was my next
Yeah,
part of
so,
this.
so we.
Like the
you-
house sleeps this many people.
Look into section 3, we have things on short term to see what our current rules are.
Okay.
It probably has something with the sanitary, you do have to come to the land use. I don't know how many people do that. Now, sometimes Fran has got to go look through Vrbo and Airbnb to find people doing this. So that's time consuming, as you know, because they don't necessarily list the address.
There was some on there, I looked on there a couple of times, so that it says near Danbury, Connecticut.
Right.
Yeah.
And near does that mean New Fairfield, does it mean
Yeah,
Brookfield?
and for example, New Fairfield, I think they said there's 7 days or something like that. It was short, real short.
It was, it is.
And we're not defining short-term versus long-term, we're just defining short-term.
No, agreed, but again, that 15-day rental,
Yeah.
15, and then if they decide that they wanna rent it for another 15, there's no caps.
Right.
Or, seasonal versus
Yeah,
just.
we have a
in
cap
general.
of-
I forget if it's New
Yeah.
Fairfield, but one town actually requires, space in between renting for like, so you can't have a 7-day
Correct,
followed by another 7-day or
Yeah.
something like that.
yeah, I mean, look, that's, the Cape Cod model is from Memorial Day to Labor Day.
Yeah.
The rental properties are booked weekly.
By January usually.
No, they're booked a year in advance, but they're booked, but
Yeah.
that 12-week, 10-week period, that's their peak time.
And I believe.
After that,
But,
And
yeah.
I believe they don't, Cape Cod, like you mentioned, I believe they don't allow construction on the properties
Nope.
between Memorial Day and Labor Day.
correct,
But, those are areas that are short-term,
right, that's,
rental
they're,
areas. Our areas are,
Right.
single-family homes, and so that's what we have to be considered with. We don't have any zones necessarily that say, oh, this is our rental area, and so
Right.
the
No,
rules are
agreed.
different.
and again, think of like Fire Island or the Hamptons.
Yeah.
Where you can rent a house for a month and it's 20 grand.
Yeah.
There is no stipulation of how many people are gonna be in that house for the month. And usually, when I was still living in the city, when we did that, there were 27 people
No,
using
no,
that
there
house.
are limitations.
No, there are now, but
I mean,
some of
even
them-
here,
Even,
the
even
sanitation.
with the limitations, even in an area like that, it's very hard to enforce.
Oh, yeah.
Correct. Well,
Very
that-
hard.
but no, that's my
Enforcement's a
point.
separate thing.
Yes.
Nobody can station somebody out there
Correct.
watching who's coming and going all day.
Correct.
That's what drones are for, right?
Fred, they got nothing better to do.
Yeah, no, but man, that's my point. That's exactly my point. Like I said, I know because we used to do that. Like I said, before I got married,
Shame on you.
I was young and stupid.
Maybe the town could
That was-
rent a place on the lake for Fran so we can watch all the other places. Yeah. With your
You
binoculars.
used to live by the lake too.
You look, I'll rent you out a bedroom. You can check out the shores.
What are you gonna do, sit there and watch it out with the binoculars all day?
Oh, by the way, next week, before I forget, there's an aquifer protection meeting at 15 minutes prior to this one.
2 weeks from now, not next week.
2 weeks from, I'm sorry,
Correct,
2
2
weeks,
weeks
next
from now.
meeting.
You
Right.
calling a
Sorry.
special meeting next week?
Yeah, no. So that's, well, the aquifer protection will be our
6:30.
meeting. Yep, 6:45.
6:45.
Okay.
And there is an application that requires it, and,
Do we have to pass something at that meeting? Because that'll probably be the last aquifer protection meeting as the zoning commission before we go to P and Z.
do we have to, would it pass? You mean?
Because right now, the zoning commission is designated as the aquifer
Yeah, there's an,
protection.
yes, we do, an ordinance, there's an ordinance package that Tom has written up to
So then when we
go
go
to
to
the
P and
Board of
Z.
Selectmen to change all the ordinances to match the charter that, for the merger of the P and Z. One of them being that the P and Z will now be the Aquifer Ordinance Agency or.
Because we have,
Aquifer Agency,
we have,
whatever they
and
call
we
it.
have the renewal at the end of, in December, or is it in January? I'm trying to remember now. I thought it was
December 1,
December.
this commission does not exist
No,
anymore.
no, I know,
Yeah,
but,
so we
but
might
there
have
is,
to move it up.
that, the reason, that's why I'm saying that. There is the one where we
Well-
literally walk in and say, okay, we know and we're moving this to the next
It'll
year.
probably be the first meeting of the P and Z.
Okay, that's fine.
Because we had one already. This is one right here that'll satisfy our meetings. So.
Right.
First meeting of the P and Z, I believe.
Does any other commissioner have comments or?
No, I
discussions?
just, the only thing that we need to do is
First
make
P and
sure,
Z meeting is December 11th.
okay. We need to make sure that,
I don't even think that's set yet.
I thought the selectmen set it when they did the charter revision because it's
No,
after December.
we haven't decided whether it's going to, that it becomes effective December 1st. We haven't decided whether we're gonna do
The first.
first and third or
third
second
or
and
second
fourth.
and fourth.
Okay, I thought they did when they did the
Yeah.
charter. revision.
Yeah.
And so,
That's still open
I thought they
discussion.
So the-
scheduled as an
the-
organizational meeting.
so Tony and Sean move forward and they don't care.
Right, as
And,
long as it's on Thursday.
And Scott Dale, who moves forward, he prefers the first and third, so he'll be moving back to a 2 meeting per month schedule. He had it easy with just
I don't
one.
feel sorry for them.
And the only other outstanding piece is to make sure that the missing members are aware of the, in 2 weeks. it will-
Oh, yes,
Yes.
yes. So they'll send that out.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, yeah.
All right. Not that we, ma'am, did you need this, did you have anything, you're just here as a, watching, just keeping our eyes on us. Okay, no problem. It's nice to have public here, you know, and then the 3 viewers on Zoom. Well, I don't know how many.
They,
It was 3 today?
then how many watch online the next day?
Or 5?
I want to be about the rental.
Oh, okay.
I'm a real estate agent, and actually, we have a client here, and I'm not gonna go further, but that bothers me so.
You know, I encourage you to come to the next meeting, so, because we're gonna start discussing those. If we ever, you know, we get the next, after we discuss them all, then we might draft language, and then there's gonna be a public hearing on any language we draft, and then the public can weigh in. So, right.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Thank you, Tony. A second?
Second?
Thank you, Phoebe. All in favor of adjourning?
Aye.